Hi everyone, I hope you're really well. Today I thought it was about time we went through some of the rest of my makeup. I don't think we're going to be getting through all of it, although thank you to those of you who said that my collection wasn't actually that bad. That did make me feel a lot better because it felt like I had a lot. So I'm thinking we'll just do the same as last time. I'm going to dump a load of stuff out onto the bed, and I think last time I did foundation and concealer, didn't I, and powder. So yeah, I'm just going to see how things are looking and decide what we're going to cover this time. So I'll just get everything out on the bed and we'll have a bit of a rummage through it all. Okay, so I've sorted everything out and I'm kind of impressed. I thought I would have more. Again, every time I sort everything out, I think I should have more, but then to be fair, what I do have here is actually quite a lot. Excuse the current hostage situation that's going on. Anyway, should we have a look, see what it is that I have pulled out and I've already put into piles. So, kind of dumped over here is foundation and concealer and powder, which I've already done, so we don't need to worry about that. Oh, you should be over there. So we've got lip stuff, mascara, which I know, look how many, that's ridiculous. Eyeshadow, yeah, blush, eyeliners, and then brow stuff right over there. So I'm thinking we'll have a go with mascara because I don't think mascara is going to take very long, and then probably eye stuff is the plan for today, and then maybe next time we'll do lip and blush together and then we'll end on those two. We shall see. So, current mascara stash. This is actually looking a little bit more trim compared to the last time I took everything out, because as I'm using stuff and really not liking it, it's just going straight in my empties box because it's one of those situations where I don't think it's going to get any better. So, what have we got here? I've got a few things that are the same. I've got a couple of Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. Gosh, is that one so old that the label's actually worn off? Because that one's actually got a label on it, so I don't know why that one's worn off. It's a nice mascara. It does look nice on my lashes, but it smudges. So for me, that's a straight no. So I wouldn't pick that one up again, but it is quite nice in terms of how it looks on the actual lashes. This one I'm not even sure why I've still got, because I thought this went into empties, because from what I can remember, I didn't like it, but I think I might just have to use that tomorrow just to make sure I am right in thinking that. And if I don't like it, then I'll be putting that straight into empties. This is the L'Oreal Volumizer lashes, I think it is, and it looks quite old actually. I've got I think this is Wilkinson brand Essence I Love Extreme Crazy Volume Mascara, which I don't think I've actually tried yet. I'm not sure if it's any good. I know that there was a lot of hype around this one. So this one's also Wilkinson as well. A lot of people really like that one. I have used it a couple of times. I don't remember it being particularly special. So I need to give that one another whirl and get rid of it if I'm not liking it, because I think it was only like £3 or something. But whilst I was buying it, I thought, oh, let's pick up another one and see if this one's any good. So yeah, I need to refresh my memory on this one. I don't hate it, I don't remember hating it, but I don't remember being as wowed as a lot of people are. Again, this one, I'm pretty sure should have been thrown away. I remember not liking it. It's the L'Oreal Telescopic, or False Lash Telescopic to be specific. And I think I got this from a Latest in Beauty box and I really, really didn't like it. So yeah, I probably need to put this in the pile to try again at some point, and if I don't like it, that can go into empties, but I'm pretty sure I did not like this one. I used to like one of the other telescopic ones, but I just don't remember thinking that one was very nice. I've still got quite a few left here, haven't I? So we've got a couple of Eyeko ones. What is that? Ooh, this was from one of my beauty advent calendars. I don't think I've tried this. Max Lash Volumizer Mascara from a brand that I can't really make out. Doucce? I think that's Doucce, isn't it? But yeah, I've not actually tried this one, so that's another one to try. What else have we got? This one is looking very beaten and battered. This is just a clear mascara, although in fairness it's probably looking very disgusting and grey right now. And it's the NYX Proof It, which you probably won't be able to make out because it's pretty much worn off. And this you can put on top of any other mascara and it makes it waterproof, and it works really well actually. So if you've got a mascara that you really like, but it smudges on you or it just doesn't do what you want it to, pop this over the top and it should sort you out, because for the most part this has worked really well in stopping mascaras from smudging on me. The only thing is, and I think this is full size, it's very small and I want to try and streamline my makeup, so I'm trying to find basically my holy grail mascara, so I'm not having to use a separate product, but it does actually work really well and I do quite like it. I've got a couple of e.l.f. mascaras here. I've got a lengthening and defining mascara, which I must have used because it's out of the packaging, but I don't remember using it, so I think that's going to have to go in the try again pile because I really can't remember anything about it. The other one I've got is one of these really skinny brush mascaras. In fact, has it even got a name? It just says Naked Noir on the bottom, but I'm pretty sure this is one of these really super skinny brushes mascara, the same as this NYX one, the skinny mascara. I really love the idea of these mascaras where they can really go from working from the roots right to the tips, but I'm just not sure if it's really going to do what I want it to, so I've got those two to try as well. This mascara here is from MAC. This is the 3D in Extreme Dimension mascara, I think it is. It doesn't actually say on the packaging anywhere, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. When I did my recent Best and Worst of Beauty and I talked about a pack which had a lot of stuff in, including that Bumble and Bumble surf spray, this was the mascara that was in that pack. And I'm pretty sure it's the 3D in Extreme Dimension mascara, which has got a very fat, silicone kind of bristle brush. I wasn't that struck with this at all. I've not really tried that much from MAC before because I find their makeup counters quite intimidating. So I need to try this one again, but I'm pretty sure this one is going to be going into the empties box because I don't think it was very good. This is the mascara that I'm actually wearing today. It's the first time I've used this. I've finally cracked it out, even though to be fair, I've got one hell of a pile of mascaras that I should be using instead, but I just felt like giving this one a go. So this is the very famous L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara. And I am really not that struck with it, to be honest. It made my lashes look very short and stumpy. It really did not do anything special to my lashes at all. So I'll continue to use it, but from a first impressions point of view, I am really not that impressed by this at all. And then, like I said, I've got these two Eyeko mascaras. I think they're both classed as Black Magic mascaras, but you've just got one which is in Midnight Blue and one which is in black. And both promise drama and curl, and it's not the most dramatic mascara in the world. It's okay, it's quite nice, it's got quite nice, interesting packaging, which Eyeko is renowned for. This one I should probably get rid of actually because I've had it for a ridiculously long time, but it's blue and it's the only blue mascara I've got. I'll have to wear that at some point just to wear something a bit different. But I find that I have to really work to get any kind of drama going with this, which is kind of different to what they're saying here. They're saying drama and curl, but it just takes such a long time to work with. So I am predicting these will be going into empties at some point soon. Right, shall we move on to the pile of eye stuff, or is this being a bit optimistic for this video? I'm obviously not going to be able to do any swatches because I'm literally holding the camera, but I can quickly show you what I've got here, and if there's any that you want to see in any more detail, then of course I can do that. I've got some high-end palettes, I've got some very affordable palettes as well. I've got quite a few Tarte palettes. And I've got some real mid-range ones as well. So I'm just going to quickly organise this a bit better. So just to talk you through what I've got here, I've got these very affordable palettes here, which, to be fair, haven't really seen the light of day. And from my last video, one of you eagle-eyed lot did spot that I've got these W7 palettes, which a lot of people rave about being good dupes for the Urban Decay Naked 2 and so on palettes. So I can certainly do a swatch comparison video if there's any interest for that, because the price difference between these two is absolutely insane. I think the Naked palettes are what, 30 odd quid, and then the W7 ones are like under £5, I think. But to be completely honest, they don't really get a lot of action, so that probably tells you everything you would need to know. I've got this MUA palette from a Latest in Beauty box, which has got these weirdy kind of cream eyeshadows in them. I do like the colours in here. I think the colours are really pretty, but I just don't reach for it, and I should do, really, just to give it a fair shout. So I will use this at some point for a look and just see how it looks, but there are randomly quite a few sort of creamy coloured shadows in there, which probably would give you quite a lot of variety, I suppose. But yeah, don't tend to reach for it massively, so I really, really, really should give this one a proper go at some point. I've got this little W7 palette with some really nice matte neutral shades in it, which you can see that I have used, but I just don't remember it being very pigmented, and it was quite tricky to work with. So again, I need to give this one a fair shout at some point. This one is just called the In the City palette, and you can see the colours there. I'll just do a quick side by side of these. Oh, that's kind of broken. In fact, let's do that, shall we? There we go, look at that. So you can see, hello, you can see why people say that it's a dupe. You can see some of the shades aren't exactly all that close. In real life, I would say that this is darker than what it's looking on camera. And obviously the black in the Naked palette is looking a lot more of a rich black, whereas this is a bit more kind of charcoaly. But it's not bad, is it? So if you'd like to see kind of a swatch comparison video, then I can do that. That's no problem at all. Got another little MUA one here. This came from a Latest in Beauty box as well, and you can see that the entire thing is shimmer, which, if I'm going to use shimmer, it's going to be very precisely and quite carefully. So I've not really been that tempted to reach for this, even though I did choose it in the first place. But it feels nice, and it does look like it's quite nice. Yeah, it does look like it's quite nice, actually. So yeah, I should give this one a go, really. From my point of view, I wouldn't just use this one palette for a complete look. I'd need to use another palette with matte colours just to try and make it work. So yeah, I should really match this up with a different palette just to see if I can make it work. And that is the Utopia palette. Oh, Zoeva. So this is kind of, I would say, more mid-price range, along with these two Stila palettes that I've got as well. So this is the Cocoa Blend palette, and it's been getting a bit more action recently. It's a beautiful palette, and I definitely want more Zoeva palettes in my life, and they're not actually that expensive either. I basically just want everything of Zoeva that they make because I just love it. It looks really nice, and it actually works as well. So really love this palette. These two Stila palettes I picked up in the sale, and I feel bad because they're gorgeous, but they just don't get much use. And you also get a smudge stick in each of them as well, which, if you're not familiar, they are really good eyeliners, and I keep forgetting that they're in here. Like the name would suggest, they allow you a certain amount of time to smudge it if you should so wish, and just make the look a little bit more fuzzy, I suppose, if that's what you want to do. But this is the Garden, what's it called again? In the Garden palette. and this is in the light. And I got the In the Garden one first, and there are some beautiful colours in there. This green here, gorgeous, but I just don't reach for it, and it's shocking. It's really bad. This In the Light palette, back in the day when it first came out, was mega popular, and there are some beautiful colours in here. So I really need to put this back on rotation, because there are colours in here that I would quite happily wear on a daily basis. And this smudge stick in here is a really nice kind of dark brown colour. So, yep, this one needs to go back on rotation. Then we've got this high definition palette, which I got in, was it the Look Fantastic Beauty Advent Calendar? And it looks like this. So again, it's lots of nice brown colours. I don't even think I've used it yet, other than when I initially swatched it in my video. So that one needs to be given a go at some point. This is the Foxy palette. There's a real trend here, isn't there, of stuff that I haven't tried that I really should have tried. The problem is, I have palettes like these, which I end up just reaching for on the daily. In fact, this one shouldn't even be in here because there's nothing eye related in there. So we'll put you over there. This is probably my favourite palette. This is the palette that I use the most. It's the Tarte Sex Kitten palette. I've talked about this a lot. You guys know that I love it. I just love the size of it. I love the colours in there. The ones that I mainly stick to are these ones here, and then maybe I'll do a bit of liner with that one. But I love this palette. I love the colours. I love the formula. They've come out with a Sex Kitten 2 palette, but I don't think it's as nice as this one personally. Then I've got the Tarte, what was this one again? Energy Noir palette. And you've got a bit of everything in here. So you've got blush and highlight. Yep, you can see which shade in there I use the most, but then I use that for a base, so it does get a lot of action. The shades that I really like in here are this kind of matte grey, and then there's a shimmery grey as well. Those are my favourites, so these are the ones that I tend to use most often if I'm fancying more of a cool instead of a warm eye look. And then again, I might use some of these darker ones for a powder liner. Not overly fussed with that blush colour. And then this is the, is it Empowered Flower palette or something? I can't remember now. This one I've used today actually. I used this shade here and that one to do a liner with, and then you've also got 2 blushes and a kind of bronzer, but it's a very shimmery one. And you've basically got some complete eye looks there. So you've got a warm toned browny one with a lovely bit of gold and kind of shimmery bronze and a dark brown. And then a more purpley vibe. So that's kind of like a grey and then a heathery sort of purple colour. A very light purple, which I don't tend to use very often because it can make you look a bit sick. And then this beautiful, rich, deep purple on the end. So I do quite like this palette, but I just don't reach for it massively, to be honest. And then we've got this little random selection of bits here. So the eyeshadow primer that I always use is the Balms Put a Lid on It. I got a little tiny one from eBay just to see if I liked it, and it lasted such a long time and I liked it so much that I did actually end up buying the full size, and this is going to last me a really long time as well. So I really like that one just to stop all of my eyeshadow from creasing. I've got some really nice cream eyeshadows here. This one is my favourite. It's from Maybelline and it's their 24-hour colour tattoo in the shade On and On Bronze. And I just love this shade so much. And it creates a really simple eye look when you just can't be bothered or you don't have time. I've got 2 from e.l.f. in Brownie Points and Cruisin' Chic. And these do get a bit of action, not a massive amount of action, just purely because the pots are a bit of an annoying shape to be able to get your finger in. Cruisin' Chic, this one gets a little bit more action. I'd say that actually this colour, the On and On Bronze, is somewhere in between the two of these. So really like those for being very lazy, or even using it for a base and then put powder on top. This was the only eyeshadow that I owned at one point, and that wasn't that long ago. It wasn't long before I started YouTube, really. In fact, when I started YouTube, this may well have been the only palette I had, and it's from Bourjois, and it's the Smoky Stories in Upside Brown. And I used to use this every single day for work. You can see which of those was my favourite shade to use. But I just used to use this, not all over the lid, but pretty much up to the crease. And that was me kind of done. In terms of my makeup, it used to be so simple before I fell into the rabbit hole of makeup from discovering it on YouTube. This is one of the only things I think I've tried from Bobbi Brown. This is a long wear cream shadow stick in the shade Golden Pink. This might have been in that pack of goodies that I got as well, and I do quite like it. Not mad keen on the shade, but the theory around what it is and how it works and everything I do quite like. So it doesn't get a lot of use just purely because of the shade really, but I do actually quite like the product and the formula. Likewise goes with this from L'Oreal. This is, what is this called again? One of their eye paints in the shade 306 Nudist. And it looks really nice in the packaging, and I think even when I swatched it, it looked nice. But on the lid, no, it just does not look nice at all. So I might give this one another go, and if I'm still not liking it, then it's going to have to go. And then I've got this little baked shadow trio from e.l.f, and this is Brown Bonanza. And I've not tried this for a while, but I remember feeling good things about it. So yeah, I'm going to have to dig that one out and give it a go at some point, just to remind myself if it was actually quite nice or not. Oh dear. It was bound to happen at some point. I think that's everything covered in terms of mascara and eyeshadow. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm actually quite surprised how quickly I got through all of that. But then I'm conscious of the fact I didn't really swatch anything. So I think I will incorporate some of these into videos going forward. Or maybe even use this one in a Get Ready With Me. And what else have I got here? Oh yeah, I was going to do like a swatch comparison of these two at some point. So there's a lot there to try, and like I said last time, if there's anything in particular you would like to see me go through, then just let me know. Wow, I seem to have quite a lot of stuff to test and try. And it's really nice to be able to do videos like this, because I do fall into the routine and habit of just reaching for the same thing every single day. And I really must try and use some of the other stuff that I've got, because I do actually have some really nice things. So I am going to give something different a go tomorrow. I promise I will use something different tomorrow, and we will see how it turns out. But anyway, that is it for today. So that was part 2 of my makeup collection, whatever you want to kind of call this video. I didn't really get rid of anything, did I? But I think I just want to make sure I know how I feel about certain things before I get rid of them. But I have a sneaking suspicion quite a few are going to wind up in empties pretty soon. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you're all really, really well, and I will see you again soon.